How's it going during the coronavirus lockdown? Are you stuck at home, self-isolated, or have you got a country lockdown that's basically meaning that you have to stay indoors at your home? And are you getting bored? Because lots of people are starting to get cabin fever. Never fear, I've got you covered, because in this video I'm going to show you how to minimize stress, maximize the fun, and actually enjoy your time at home despite the coronavirus. Are you ready to grab this opportunity? Let's dive in. Happy Wednesday, YouTubers. I hope that this video finds you safe and well. Now, where I live in Denmark, we've been on lockdown for about a week, and I know some of you out there have been on lockdown for much longer than this, but already I can see when I'm looking at the social media that everybody is starting to go stir crazy. We've never had to be at home for this long period of time, and the enforced company of the people we live with is not exactly helping as well. At the same time, we've got to do our jobs and work from home or study from home. And basically, it's creating a lot of cabin fever and a lot of unnecessary stress. But for me, this time at home is not actually a time of stress, because I'm looking at it as an opportunity to minimize stress, to change my life, to bring in some of the things that I've been wanting to do in my life but haven't been able to do because I simply haven't had the time. And also, I've been finding really crazy and unusual ways to enjoy having fun at home and make this time a memorable experience. In fact, I would like to be able to look back at this coronavirus lockdown as a time that was really, really cool and really, really happy. So I'm going to show you a few ideas I've got about how you can minimize stress, maximize on the fun. I'm going to give you some of my crazy ideas that we've been doing here in Denmark, in my little corner of the world by the fjord, and I hope that you try this at home, because it is making this a fantastic experience for us. If you're feeling poorly, I really hope that you're taking care of yourself and that you feel well soon, and that you can have a go at enjoying some of these ideas too when you're feeling a little bit better. So are you ready to minimize stress and maximize fun? Then here's my top tips for you. Some of you are experiencing working from home or studying home for the very first time. Now, I've been doing this for years because I'm self-employed, which means I work out of the house a couple of days a week, but at least 2 to 3 days a week I'm working from the home office. And I've got a few ideas on how to help you stay productive and on top of things, and also in that work rhythm, because when you go back to work, work's still going to be waiting, and it's probably going to have a few things piled up because you've been off during the coronavirus lockdown. So these are my tips on how you can really improve working from home and minimize the stress at home, but also the stress that you're going to get when you get back to the office. Here are my top 5 tips on how you can work from home or study from home and keep on top of things and be productive. The first thing you need is a workspace. You need a place to go to work. You know, you need a space to get up and be your workspace, and it will help you focus so much more. Try and make sure it's not around the collective areas in the house where everybody's hanging out. If your workspace needs to be a laptop on top of a chest of drawers in your bedroom, so be it. And make sure that workspace is really clear, because you wouldn't have a messy desk at work. So when you're going to work, you need a clear space. Do the same with the workspace you create at home. Number 2 is to make sure you keep to the regular rhythm. So if you normally go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning or school at 8 o'clock in the morning and you're there ready to start work, do the same thing at home. You're going to need to be in the same sleep rhythm when you start the job. You know, when you come back from a holiday and you've been having lie-ins every day and going to bed a bit later and it's hard to get into the rhythm? Well, eliminate that by sticking to your normal schedule. Number 3 is to systemize your work day and to systemize and coordinate with your partner if you've got kids at home. So maybe your partner takes the morning shift with the kids and you take the afternoon. This is not only going to help you be really effective with the time you've got to work, it's also going to help your colleagues, because they'll know when they're able to get hold of you and when you're going to be MIA, basically. So try and coordinate that with your partner. The other one I have is get dressed for work. When I started working from home, I love the idea that I could wear my PJs, or at least wear my PJs and have a smart top on. And Seriously, it doesn't help your mental energy. You need to feel as though you're going to work. What we do when we work is we put on our professional clothes, we put on our tidy clothes, we go out the house and we have our professional head state on. When we come home, we change into something more casual, and that's the personal us, you know, the person we are at home. So do the same thing on lockdown. You know, get dressed for work. If you normally shave, shave. If you normally put on makeup, put on makeup. Give yourself that professional mental image. And the same for the studying. You wouldn't wear your PJs to study in all the time. You definitely wouldn't do it at school. So don't do it at home. Make sure you've got that definition between the clothes, because it's a really, really good thing for focusing your mindset. And the last tip I have is to try and create a collective lunch break, the way you do at work or at school. Normally when we have a break at work, we'll sit down with our colleagues or sit down with our classmates and we'll chat and talk. I mean, maybe we won't talk about work, we'll talk about something else. Now, if you're at home with other people, you can gather the people around the table for lunchtime and get that social interaction you need. If you're on your own, however, and you're feeling a little bit stir-crazy in the house, then why not contact a colleague and say, hey, let's have a Skype lunch date. You bring your lunchbox, I'll bring my lunchbox, and you can sit down and have that normal kind of bounce that you would in your working day. So that's my top 5 tips so that you can be focused on work and less stressed when you get back to work. What we all need right now is a little bit more fun. Coronavirus is quite scary for everybody in the world right now. We really don't know what's going to happen. We know people are trying to fix it and trying to take care of the people that are sick. The rest of us, well, everybody, it doesn't matter if you've got coronavirus or not, everybody needs to be a little bit more jolly. So here are my top 5 tips for things that you can do at home to have a little bit more fun and to maximize on the fun while you're in coronavirus lockdown. Get moving. Seriously, when we go to work or we go to school, we're moving our bodies a lot more than we do at home, and we need to have that movement. It gives us dopamine, which is going to help us feel happy, and you know, happy people don't kill their husbands, as Elwood said, so happy people aren't stressed, basically, to paraphrase her. So get moving. In between the lunch break, you know, go for a walk around the garden if you're lucky enough to have one, or do some exercise with the kids. The kids are used to go out and play at lunch break. They're used to going and running around, and right now they're stuck in the house, which you can imagine is driving you up the wall. Quick tip, there's a great website called gonoodle.com. I used to use this when I was working in classroom with kids to give them a movement break in between subjects, and it's free. You can make an account, put it up online, and you can get the kids moving along and do it with them. You need movement as much as they do. Or the other thing you can do is do a movement break during your work. You're at the home office. You don't have to worry about people stretching, staring at you while you're stretching. So give yourself a 10-minute stretch at the desk. You're going to be looking at the computer. This is a great time for you to learn how to take care of your body healthily. So keep yourself moving. And if nothing else, try and find some YouTube videos of Just Dance and, you know, go with the moves. 10 minutes of that, you're going to feel 10 times happier. You are going to feel a little bit stupid, but feeling stupid normally makes us smile. So get your body moving and keep your body moving during the lockdown. One of the great things the lockdown is giving us is a chance to have time in. Now, we often feel guilty that we're not having enough time with our family, we're not ringing our mum often enough, or our dad, that we're our grandparents, we haven't spoken to them for a while, or we're just not getting time to hang out with our friends. This lockdown is your opportunity to have some time in. And what I recommend is making this special, making it fun. So something my partner, Mr. T, and I did a little while ago is we really wanted to go to the beach, but it was the middle of winter. So we set up a beach scene at home, and I don't mean we got lots of sand in, but we got lots of blankets out, we put some beach sounds on in the background, we made some beach food, watched a movie that was all about summer, and tried to recreate that beach feeling in our front room. I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but it's really great fun doing something like that. A picnic in the lounge, why not? I mean, who says that you have to eat around the table every day? Or board games with your kids, a night of charades, family activities, building a pillow fort together. And if you're stuck for ideas, then what I suggest is that you ask your kids, because kids are hardwired to be able to make the most fun out of the things they've got around them. As grown-ups, we tend to think a little bit too pragmatically. So ask your kids what they think would be fun. If they think it would be fun to build a treasure hunt in the house, then do that. They'll love having that time with you. Or create an obstacle course in the front room. And you grown-ups do it as well too, because it's going to help with getting moving and it's going to be some real quality time with your family. So choose some time in, make sure the social media is turned off, unless you're using YouTube or other video programs, TV programs, but lock down Facebook, Insta, all of that, your work email, and have some proper time in with the people around you. We all love to hang out with your friends. When I work with clients that are creating new CVs, one of the top interests they say is socializing with friends. And of course, lockdown means that we just can't see our friends. And that sucks, right? So this is a time to get creative with actually using social media the way it was meant to be used, which is about connecting with people, right? So one of the things that me and my friends have done is we've created a once a week a virtual pub through Skype, and we all bring a beer and have a chat. We have a guy who's playing a landlord character, and he calls time, and he calls last orders, and he lets us know if we're going to have a lock-in or not. And we're about 10 people on Skype, catching up, sitting down, having a beer, having a laugh, just as we would do in the pub. So this is something you can do quite easily with your friends. Or you could set up a dinner date. If you've got a pair of friends that you like to go out and eat with, then why not create a really nice recipe at home, a really good meal, like a meal that you'd eat in a restaurant. Invite a couple of friends. You can do it on Messenger, you can do it on Skype in a group conversation, and you can sit down to dinner with each other. And one of the things that you can do in that is actually dress for the occasion, because it's fun. I know it might sound a bit stupid and a little bit out there, but seriously, this is a great thing to do. We've also found that charades is a really fun thing to do over Skype. And at the same time, some of my friends, girlfriends and I, we're going to have a dirty dancing video night. So we've all got set up on our Messenger with a couple of us. We're going to have the film playing, and we're going to have our usual like chips and PJs, all the stuff we do when we're together, just via the computer instead in person. So create this virtual social time. Get together for a games night. Get together for a chat. Do some of the things you would normally do. Just do it online instead of in person. Get outside in nature. Now, I know that this can be challenging if you're living in the city, if you're lucky enough to have local parks, if you're lucky enough to have within driving distance a beautiful nature spot that you can go sightseeing in. This is really, really, really good for you. Being in nature is not going to make you sick. It's only going to make you healthier. Get the kids out, go for a walk, go for a cycle. And if it's really, really difficult for you to do that, then at least if you're in the city, try opening the window. I know it sounds strange, but the oxygen in a room can get stale, and that can make our brains a little bit fuzzy. So opening the window 15 minutes a day is going to get some fresh oxygen into your home and into your brains. You could plant some seeds if you're stuck in an apartment and water those every day, so you're having some contact with nature. Nature is really good for our mental health and for our physical health. So really try and get outside, go to somewhere where there's not many people around, to go and have a walk, to go and have a read, to maybe go and work. If you're warm enough, can't do that in Denmark, it's too blooming cold. But I'm sure there's some countries that are on lockdown where you could do that. Get out, go to the sea, just get outside. You're going to feel 10 times better and a lot happier in yourself. My biggest tip for minimizing stress and maximizing fun during lockdown is simply, you have got to accept this. It's the way it is. If you're frustrated by it, if you think it's boring, if you find it annoying and keep thinking in that way, well, guess what? It's going to be annoying, frustrating, and boring. If you look at this as an opportunity, if you look at this as a chance to do some things that you haven't been able to do because you've had to go and do your job outside the house, then you're going to have a way better time. So you've got to get accepting it. You've got to just go, okay, this is the way it is, and start seeing lockdown as an opportunity rather than a hindrance. I want to hear from you. What are you doing to maximize on fun and to minimize your stress during the lockdown? How are you avoiding cabin fever? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your ideas, and we need to inspire each other at this time. I've also put some articles down below which I've written about minimizing stress and maximizing fun to give you some other ideas. And if you come to the Facebook page, the Reroute Your Life Facebook page, you'll find loads of inspiration there too. And of course, you're welcome to join the community where there's lots of people around the world talking about this, talking about personal development and how to make the best out of their lives and enjoy their lives. I'll see you next Wednesday. Don't forget to subscribe and ding ding, ring that bell so that you can get notified when the new videos come up. Wherever you are, I hope that you take care of yourselves, stay safe, be healthy, and wherever you are, whatever you're doing, enjoy your journey.